Welcome to Juicy Highlights, and I'm your host, Stephanie Gergier. Today we have a special guest with us by the name of Steve Gordon, who's an entertainment attorney and the author of The Future of the Music Business. So, Mr. Gordon, how are you doing today?
Very well, Stephanie. Thanks for inviting me to be on your show.
No problem. Well, as far as with the entertainment industry, how does an artist or a songwriter pretty much make their own business to begin with?
Well, Stephanie, what I'd like to share with the audience is what inspired me to write this book, The Future of the Music Business, is that new technologies have made it possible for artists to succeed in ways they couldn't have before. I was with Sony Music for 10 years, and the traditional model was you were an artist, you were talented, you got a buzz, and a major label signed you, and they plunked down on the table $250,000 to $500,000 for you to make your record, and then an additional $500,000 to $1 million to market the record. Now, very few artists got this deal, and then many of those artists who got the deal, they dropped if the record wasn't successful. It was like playing the lotto, but it worked for the artists that were signed and that the labels got behind. In the new music business, digital technologies have hurt the major record companies a lot because of file sharing. They're selling far fewer records, and the digital sales that they do sell aren't making up for lost income from lost CD sales, so they're signing fewer and fewer artists. So if you're an artist starting out, that old model isn't going to work for you because the big labels aren't signing new artists. Even if they are, they're not giving those big advances. So you kind of have to do it on your own. The good news is that new technologies have made it possible for artists to distribute their own records for almost nothing.
How do they even begin to promote online? Because a lot of people don't even know how to start.
Well, the start is not Facebook. It's not even MySpace. The start is being good. You have to be a great musician. You have to be a fine artist. You have to have content that people want to hear and see. So the start of any good band or any good artist is the music itself. The second thing to do is still not the internet. The second thing to do is to get in front of a live audience. So hone your craft and look for people who can help you. Producers, managers, even labels will be sitting in the audience. The third thing is to create a great website, which will be not only the base for your promotion and marketing, but it'll be the home for all your fans to come to see you, to have a relationship with you through your blog, and also it'll be your record store. In other words, a website is more than a website for an artist. It really should be their label. Get them in, your fans, make a relationship, and then have the store. And I would say give stuff away, because if they really like the music, they can get it for free anyway. So give them some freebies, maybe a track or two, or give it to them in low-quality form, but let them buy. Give them an opportunity. And this is a very important point. When you set up the web store, don't get lazy and use a third-party service only. CD Baby is great, and so is TuneCore. But if you go to PayPal and sign up for a merchant account, you can sell your CDs directly to your fans without anybody taking a cut.
Okay, and well, even though with that aspect, that point where you actually do get to sign that deal, like what are some do's and don'ts that you should look for?
Well, first of all, why do it all? To get to that next step, to get to that place where you can make serious money, it's still important to have independent promotion to get you on internet radio, blogs, satellite, Sirius, and radio stations, to get you a good booking agent, to find you a good promotion person, so when you do that big gig in LA at Whiskey A Go Go, a promoter will be there to get out an audience and get you in magazines and reviewed, publicists. So you do need a team, and it takes money. So a label is the bank. So an artist who's good is still, the model is find a source of funding, whether it's a small label or a management company that has money, but you're not going to get investors unless you're really good. Now, once you get that money from an investor or from a small label, the do's or don'ts is the contract. Don't sign the contract unless you get somebody good to review it.
So I guess what my next question would be is, where would you find like a good lawyer such as yourself to be able to have, someone to go over that?
It's a great question because lawyers operate either on a retainer basis or they ask for, say, 5% of what you're going to get from signing the contract. Now, if you're signing a contract for a $50,000 or $100,000 advance, even from a small label, that's possible, and I've seen it. The lawyer will say, okay, I'll take 5% of that. That's the way to get a good lawyer, is you pay them, okay? The other way a lawyer gets paid is $1,500 to $2,500 as a retainer against hours. The problem is that some people have no money, they're offered bad contracts, and then what do? Okay, I think in that case, what could be done is first you find your lawyer, a good one, and then let that lawyer ask, or let the artist ask, the record company that wants to sign them to pay for that lawyer's legal fees. You see, now, if they're a credible company, they're going to say yes because they want the artist to have a lawyer to review the contract so that they know it's going to be enforceable. Otherwise, the artist can always say, I didn't know what it said, and look for a way out of the contract later. If the record company that's signing the artist is credible and really wants the artist, if they're not going to give them an advance, the least they should do is to give $1,500 or $2,500 to the artist so they can get a lawyer.
That's pretty interesting. You pretty much schooled me on that, because a lot of people, especially me, I know a lot of people who are trying to get a record deal or just struggling artists as general, and a lot of people don't know what's going on and how to even start. So this is really, really interesting.
Yeah, I don't think it's about finding the lawyer. I think it's about getting the money to pay the lawyer. And these are hard-won lessons that I've learned from experience.
Well, you've heard it from Steve Gordon himself, the entertainment attorney in the music business. And so make sure to check out his book, which is called The Future of the Music Business. For all you artists out there, songwriters, just anybody who's interested in the music industry, please check out his book. It's very informative. You can also pick it up at Borders, or where else could we pick it up at?
Amazon.com.
All right, well, you heard it from him himself. And I'm your host, Stephanie Gergier, with Juicy Highlights.